The bike is looking ready for an adventure. I have spent the last 3 days getting here on a series of boats to get around the Darien Gap, which is just over there. And now I'm in Colombia, South America.
Since you last saw me, I took a little break from filming everything and spent 6 months cycling my way through southern Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. But a new continent felt like a fresh start and a good opportunity to pick it back up again. So join me for 3 months making my way through the country in an attempt to see as much as I can before my 90-day visa runs out, and to try and make good on a promise I've been holding for over 2 years.
I keep it in the secret pouch, and here in Colombia is the reason that I have it with me.
But we'll get onto that a little bit later.
But yeah, that's about it. Let's go for it.
The first order of business was to make my way up to Medellin on the highway.
It is currently rainy season here in Colombia, but it's not too bad. It's like hot rain. A friend has said that maybe I can camp in the Casa de Cultura. This will do the job. Slowly but surely heading up into the hills now and away from the coast. And I think that will probably be the last time I'm by the coast until somewhere down in Patagonia in like over a year from now.
My first week in the country was basically restricted to this main highway, as it's really the only way to get into Medellin from the coast. But with a good shoulder, some amazing views, and a smooth climb up to elevation, I wasn't complaining. And after 5 days, I finally made it into this crazy city.
It's one of those places where it's like, how did I get here from Alaska?
I was very lucky to stay with Yeri, who has a Casa de Ciclista there, which is basically like a free hostel for cyclists. I spent a few days chilling out and enjoying the city, but after being stuck on the highway for the last week, I was craving getting off the beaten track a bit, to try and see a different side of the country.
Heading out of Medellin now and towards the mountains, and because it's a Sunday, those last 5 kilometers were all closed off to cars and only for cyclists and runners. Such a good idea. Makes it such a joy. Everyone's just out enjoying their Sunday, walking the dog. Beautiful.
One of the things that was immediately very apparent in Colombia was the strong cycling culture. Most days I'd see people out for a ride on their bikes, especially on the weekends, which really wasn't the case anywhere in Central America.
Buenas. Con permiso.
Mira todo lo que llevas en ciclista.
Sí.
Míralo, llevas muchas maletas.
Sí, demasiados. Now we're talking. Nice little dirt road. This used to be a railway, and there's some cool tunnels and bridges coming up, I've heard. First one. Whoa. That's really dark. This is the first of the big viaducts, and it's just a really skinny path down the middle. Ooh. This one looks a little more sketchy and less travelled. Got a plank in the middle. Jesus. Oh. Hopefully there's no more. That's better.
I made it over the viaducts in one piece somehow and into the little town of Fredonia. I put together a route with advice from some people I'd met and kicked off a couple of weeks of hopping through these gorgeous little touristy mountain towns.
22 kilometers to Jericho with about 1,500 meters of climbing.
What a weird creature.
Cuando está grande, eso se come.
Ah, see? The sun has set. I'm absolutely wrecked. 5 or 6 hours climbing. Jericho. All the houses are so cutely painted. Hola. This is Jardín. And now heading up and over this mountain. Got another 10 kilometers or so of climbing.
Irra.
Irra, sí, voy para allá.
Para Irra y ya Manizales.
Sí, sí. It was worth a try. Now I'm pretty soaked. The bike got a good dunking. Bound to happen one of these days. Had too many seamless water crossings.
After a week or so on my tourist circuit, I made it to Salento and spent a couple of rest days drawing up a plan.
Cute town, very touristy, but I can enjoy a nice coffee and a carrot cake from time to time. But yeah, definitely craving something a little bit different. Ooh, nice view. I feel like I've been kind of jumping from touristy town to touristy town on the tourist circuit of places people have told me that I need to go, but it's just not really hitting this spot. I kind of want to get off the beaten track a bit and to some places that no one's telling me to go. Yeah, I'm gonna have a think about my route from here. But for now, heading up a big 20-kilometer climb up and over this mountain pass.
I was able to draw up a route that was a lot more remote than the last couple of weeks, and I was hoping that that would scratch the itch.
It's a crazy road. In the clouds now, at around 3,500 meters, or maybe 3,000 meters, somewhere in between. Wax palms. I think this will do. Excuse me, guys. Wow, look at this gorgeous valley. And I'm headed way up to the top of there. To the Páramo, my first Páramo.
The Páramo is the name of the very special ecosystem of high altitude wetlands that are only found in this part of the world, high above tree line and home to some very unique plants.
Reserva semillas de agua, seeds of water. That's what that translates to.
It was quite the climb to get up there, but I was sure it would be worth it.
Buenas tardes. Hola. ¿Cómo les va? Ah, quiero ver por semillas de agua.
Ah, ¿va para semillas?
Sí, pero todavía falta.
Uy, llega,
Falta mucho, sí.
Pero te lo pasamos esta mañana,
Eso de
es
la
que nosotros pasamos
oscurece.
en la moto y lo vi.
Ah, sí, por abajo.
De veras tú sí es frío, ¿cierto?
Sí, sí, mi país es muy frío.
Yo lo pillo por las películas que me veo.
A ver,
¿A usted le gusta la comida aquí en Colombia?
Sí, me encanta, me encanta.
me va a tocar que mañana baje y lo invito a la almuerzo.
Ah, muchas gracias, sí, muy amable. Sí. Pues si no puedo cruzar, voy a regresar y los llamo.
Claro.
Sí.
Ah, bueno.
Okay, que les vaya muy bien.
Dios le bendiga.
Made it up into the clouds. I just want to record this so that I remember how good the air was. It's like the best air I've ever breathed. Look at this. There it is. That is the páramo, and those little things, those are frailejones, and they are only found in the páramo. A very cool plant, and I'm very excited to see my first one close up. It's now getting dark. The organization that protects the páramo up there lets people camp, and they're only like 1.5 kilometers away. So I'm really hoping that when I get there, someone will still be up to let me in. Buenas. ¿Usted es Germán?
Sí,
Ah, qué bueno. Lo siento que estoy un poco tarde.
tranquilo.
Sí, fue más difícil que
¿Hace
pensé.
tiempo? ¿Ya habías estado en Páramo?
No, es mi primera vez.
¿Tu primera vez?
Sí. Heading out into the páramo, and I've never been more ready. Este es Germán, un guardabosque aquí.
Hola.
Y vamos a ir en una caminata con toda esta lluvia. Pero eso es normal aquí, ¿sí?
Sí,
Siempre está lloviendo.
aquí puede llover durante 3 días seguidos. Llega el sol, 15 minuticos, vuelve a llover y así nos lo pasamos constantemente. Aquí en el páramo encontramos una especie muy característica que es el frailejón. Ella tiene unas vellosidades que cuando atraviesa la niebla, el agua empieza a quedar aquí, como lo puedes observar, aquí se ve un montón de agua. Ella lo absorbe, lo retiene en su cuerpo y también lo empieza a soltar de a poquito en el suelo.
It was so interesting to go out for a hike with Herman and learn all about this magical ecosystem, which is basically like a natural water factory, trapping and storing water and feeding it slowly into streams and rivers that lead down into the lowlands.
Yeah, I love it here. It reminds me so much of Scotland. Just the kind of landscapes and, well, the cold, the rain. But yeah, just super beautiful.
It's definitely not the easiest place to ride your bike. Up at 3,700 meters with the driving rain, it can get pretty chilly.
Road's pretty bad here. Pretty muddy. Okay, hopefully that's the worst of it over. That was pretty brutal. They only grow 1 centimeter a year. So you can imagine this one, that's like 300 years old. It's amazing.
Eventually, completely soaked through, I made it down to the other side and into the small town of Santa Elena, which was a good spot to dry everything out and rest up for the night.
Leaving behind Santa Elena. Such a cute little town. Buenos días. Por aquí va a Playa Rica. Bueno, gracias.
I started working my way east towards the lowlands to try and warm myself up a bit.
This place is crazy. Ah, wow. Hola, hola. I was on the road and met Alejandro, who very kindly invited me to camp on his finca here. So I've spent the afternoon doing some bike maintenance. Alejandro's
business is eggs. He sells eggs, and these are all the workers. ¿Cómo se llama la perrita? Chloe. Chloe. This is Chloe. And there's also a little cat in the tree. Hola. That is very scared of the raging pit bull.
No, no.
Poor thing. Alejandro, you are a legend. Thank you so much. So I've checked the map and turns out that I'm smack bang in the middle of Colombia. But I've realized that if I keep going the way I've been going, I'm going to get to Ecuador in like a week and a half. And I don't know, the last few days I feel like just been able to see a slightly different side of Colombia than the previous few weeks. I feel like I've barely even scratched the surface. And the thought of just beelining straight out of here doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And there's also another reason why it doesn't sit right with me just to head straight out of here. And that's because since the USA, I've been carrying something very special with me on my bike. So that's been 2 years that I've had it tucked away, nice and hidden. I haven't really told anyone about it. And here in Colombia is the reason that I have it with me. Yeah, how can I explain this? Around 7 years ago now, I stumbled upon a YouTube video, and it's pretty much the reason that I'm standing here in Colombia with my bicycle. And that was a video of a guy on his bicycle riding through the Yukon in Canada in the middle of winter, and battling through snowstorms and just ridiculous conditions, and all with a smile on his face. And it just kind of blew my mind, and I found it at a time that I was searching for an adventure big enough to keep me outside for a very long time. And over the next few weeks and months, I ended up binging through all of his videos of his cycle from Alaska down to Argentina. And pretty soon it became clear exactly what I was going to do. I was going to cycle from Alaska to Argentina. So I spent the next few years saving every penny, and I would watch Johan's videos when I was lacking motivation. And eventually I had enough, and I bought my bike and I flew out to California, and I was putting it all together. And then I learned that Johan had passed away. And I've never been so distraught to hear news like that about someone I've never met before.
Where? Argentina! On your bike? Yeah! Oh man, I love you!
12 months of riding later, I got a message from Melanie and Dan, who are very close friends of Johan's, and they wanted to send Victoria and I some memorial stickers, and they also enclosed some Colombian pesos that were Johan's, and that he never got to spend. And she said if I could find a use for them in Colombia, then that would be really nice. I keep it in the secret pouch in the front of my bag here. So I've been carrying these pesos with me since the USA, almost 2 years ago now. And finally, I'm here in Colombia. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with this money yet, but I have a feeling that if I keep exploring Colombia and keep discovering the magic of this country, as Johan put it, then hopefully that answer will become clear. So yeah, all that to say, I'm not heading south directly to Ecuador. I'm heading north, back up into the Páramo, back up into the mountains, and see how much I can drag this thing out.
So it was decided. I set my sights north and started plotting out a route that would send me through as many Páramos as I could find, starting off with the Páramo of Suma Paz.
This is the Rio Magdalena. today, but slowly getting up the climb.
Look at that! Still water from the páramo, filtered down through the frailejones. The little town of La Unión. Buenos días!
And with one final morning of climbing, I made it to my second páramo, the páramo of Sumapaz.
Parque Nacional Natural Sumapaz. That is crazy. There's millions. This is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. Great decision to head north. I would never have seen this. Never have seen this. So thank you, Johan, for influencing that decision.
And it was at this point that I was taught a valuable lesson. Turns out that driving rain at around 4,000 meters can cause you to get real cold real fast.
A bit chilly there. But now we're getting into that. What are you doing up here? There's some wet cows. Just as the sun is setting. I'm so lucky this place is here because actually you're not allowed to camp. Buenas tardes. This was my bed for the night. Super cozy. Still got a decent amount more páramo to go today. Yeah, yesterday I got completely humbled. I was having a great time until the downhill. And then I just got so cold, and it had been raining for like 5 hours straight. It's a pretty tricky situation to deal with at like 3,500 meters. But this páramo de Sumapaz, is the biggest one in the world. I just learned that yesterday. If there was one páramo that was gonna humble me, the biggest in the world, that's a fair cop. Le va muy bien.
Gracias, lo mismo, que Dios lo bendiga.
Estoy con mis amigos del ejército. Acá en el páramo. Sí. Sí, estoy grabando, sí. A bunch of army guys fascinated by the bike. Took a bunch of photos with all of them. Somehow there's always a dog that shows up. Hey, where did you come from? Where? Is this your house? That's a nice little house. Is this where you live? What a beautiful place you live. He is the protector of the páramo. Goodbye, páramo Sumapaz.
Despite being completely humbled, I developed quite a fondness for these páramos, so I continued my way north as there were a lot more to see.
Onions. That is some serious rain right there. I've had quite a fair bit of uphill these past few days, and it's given me a lot of time to think about this Johan money and possible ways of putting it to good use. My first idea, and this might sound a bit like a waste of money to those of you who don't know Johan very well. But if you've watched any of his videos, particularly in Colombia or South America, you will have seen that the dogs were a big part of them. I feel like it would be so nice to buy a big bag of dog biscuits and give them out to all the dogs of Colombia I come across. There's some barking over there in approval. I just know that Johan would be so stoked to know that some of his money was going towards making a bunch of Colombian dogs very happy. Hello mates. Hello. I'm sorry I don't have Johan's biscuits yet. Otherwise I'd give you one, mate. And also, that won't be much money, so it's not a huge dent in Johan's cash. In other news, the rain has started. That's just a field. Just a field that's turned into a waterfall. Just an unbelievable quantity of rain. Okay.
Sigue corriendo el carro.
Okay, ¿y el camino es bueno o...?
Pues, como le dijera, pues no tan bueno.
Hola. Hola.
Sí. A ver, hable inglés así, a ver si lo entendemos.
Hello, my name is Greg. I'm from England.
Mi nombre es
Sí.
Gregorio. Vivo en
Inglaterra. Sí.
No,
I'm traveling on my bicycle.
solo le entendí.
Sí. I'm traveling, estoy viajando. En cicla, sí.
Pero pesa re harto.
Sí, es súper pesado. Ok, adiós amigos. Mucho gusto. Que les vaya muy bien. Trying to save myself a 30-kilometer detour by taking this crazy little road over these mountains. Those lads back at the store said that it should just about be possible, so we'll see. Actually turned into quite the beautiful little road. It's the kind of morning where you gotta be fast, because you never know when it could just start raining. What did I tell ya? What did I tell ya? That's some glorious páramo. It's crazy. I dropped down like 1,000 meters and suddenly I'm in a place that it seems like it hasn't rained in weeks. It's like I'm riding through the desert again. Crazy, the change of yeah. No.
I made it into Villa de Leyva, which is a beautiful little colonial touristy town and was a good spot to spend a few rest days.
Villa de Leyva.
As I geared up for a route I was pretty excited about.
Okay, bought these for 19,000 pesos, which is around $5. But it's gonna be some happy dogs. Some happy dogs out there. So I'm now following a bikepacking.com route called Boyacá. Boyacá is the name of the state I'm in now. Probably gonna take me like 2 weeks, and I'm very excited about it.
palms again. Palermo. Look at that sunshine.
There's quite a lot of rain now. Damn. I'm in asking to camp mode. I've had 3 no's so far. Asking people if I can camp under a roof. But gotta keep trying. Hace 3 años empecé.
¿Hace 3 años?
Sí,
¿Ya has estado aquí?
Sí, pero soy de Inglaterra. Hay mucha lluvia allá también.
¿Sí?
Sí, así que estoy acostumbrado más o menos.
Pobrecito.
No, pues estoy mucho mejor gracias a ustedes. Hey, this is from Johan. This is from Johan, okay? 4th time the charm. Thank you very much, Cecilia. So nice. It's so funny how, you know, you can ask it a few places and it's an immediate no, and then you ask somewhere and it's an immediate yes. Like, no questions, like, yes. You pobrecito, put your tent up under this roof. Hey. That's from Johan, okay? Buenos días.
¿Cómo está?
Sí, bien, ¿y usted?
Perfectamente.
Muy bien.
Bueno.
I think I'm learning that Colombia is very much not a destination-based place. What do I mean by that? I feel like what is really special, I'm learning, is these in-between places, these little roads, the people that live here, and it's very much like it's much more about the journey than the destination, as the age-old saying says. But yeah, I mean, it's good to have the destination in mind to give you a direction. For instance, right now I'm headed towards Cocuy. It's supposed to be a very beautiful national park, but I feel like this is what it's all about, is, you know, enjoying it for what it is and not trying to wait until the destination to be the good thing. Like, this is the good thing now. Very beautiful way to live out here. This is the biggest arepa I've ever seen. That's from Johan, okay?
At this point, I was generally heading east following the bikepacking route towards Cocuy National Park. And now, a humbled páramo expert, I had a few to cross on my way there.
It's hailing! This will do. Sí, sí, muchas gracias por el espacio. That's like 300 or 400 years old. Great job, mate. Keep on going. That is Belén. Ese es mi amigo Diego de acá.
Parque que se llama Socha.
Socha. I'm gonna get a room for the night. Buenos días. Bien, bien. Feels like felt. This is it. These are little sweet, cheesy breads. Yeah. What are you looking at? No, I've got fruit from Johan. This is crazy. This is crazy. Look, we got snowy mountains. We got a friend.
And this is where I'm gonna camp. Increíble. I said it wasn't about the destination, but maybe it is. It's a good destination. I've been heading this way for like a month. It's been a big detour, but wow, beautiful. And it's been raining all day, but finally cleared up for the end of the day for me to see this beautiful view and put up my tent. Hello. After a nice couple nights enjoying Kokoi, I set off to continue the bikepacking route towards Sand Hill, and I was starting to understand that magic I think Johan was referring to. Very prominent church. That is Soata. Tarantula for you. Ta-da! That is on Saga. Beautiful. Buenas tardes. Sí, bien, ¿y usted? Muy bien. Hay un otro restaurante que este.
¿Y cómo hizo para subir allá la subida esa de allá del mirador ese abajo?
Sí, es pesado, pero poco a poco y ya acampé en el tope de la subida.
De la punta, así arriba.
Sí, sí, fue muy bonito. ¿Es esta? Buenas tardes. Ok, que le vaya muy bien. Adiós. I'm on my way to San Gil, which I think is going to be my last stop on this big detour north. But I've realised that I only have 3 weeks left on my visa, so it's time to get a move on south. So my plan is to get a bus in San Gil and make my way back down to where I turned north, so I can reconnect my cycling line for my ego. And yeah, cycle south to Ecuador from there, because I don't have enough time on my visa to cycle all the way down from here. But yeah, quite happy with that. It has been a great detour, a great excursion, and the rain is coming down. Successfully made it to Espinal with the bike, and here I am around 10 kilometers north of a town that I passed through like a month ago. But before that, I have one more mission to complete on the buses, and that is, I think I found the perfect use for the rest of Johan's money. Melanie and Dan, I just found out, are organising a fundraiser to buy a bunch of bikes for some kids in a school that Johan visited when he cycled through here. And I was just like, wow, what a beautiful thing it would be for some of his own money to go towards a bike for a school that he went and visited. And yeah, it feels silly to use the money for anything else. But to do that, I need to go to Pereira, which is quite a long way away. But it feels right to hand deliver the money to the bike shop instead of just making a donation, because it's like those were his physical pesos. So it feels right that that same money is hand delivered with care to the bike shop. So that's what I'm going to spend tomorrow and maybe the next day doing, getting a bus all the way to Pereira and then all the way back to here, Espinal. Packing the money for tomorrow's trip. Gotta be at the bus station at 5:30 a.m. It's gonna be like 5 hours there and 5 hours back.
Hopefully I can make it back the same day. Just going to the right place. It's going to be some very happy kids on their bicycles. Bike sport. ¿Cómo le va? Soy Gregorio.
Oh, Gregorio. Pero lo especial del dinero no es el valor del dinero.
Sí, es más el
Lo
sentimental.
especial es el significado de que lo quiere, o sea, ese es especialmente. No hay de tantos años.
2 años.
2 años.
Wow.
Mucho tiempo.
Mucho tiempo, ¿no?
They finally made it.
No, o sea, sí, lo que pasa es que...
That's for you, Johan.
Por acá, ya.
¿Sabe quién es? Ay, otro ya también.
Es esa.
There he is. Absolute success. Mission complete. Oh man, am I glad to see you. I'm absolutely smoked. That was 12 hours on buses today, but a job well done. Feels so good to be back on the bike, stretching the legs this morning after the last 3 days on buses. Now heading south towards that same bridge where I crossed the Magdalena River. Also just feel, I don't know, like such an emotional weight lifted now that I know that money has been delivered to the right place. And yeah, that's a good feeling. Here it is. Last time I was here, it was over a month ago, and after I crossed this bridge I went north, which is that way, but this time I'm going to turn right and go south towards Ecuador. From here it's all new. I have to say, it feels good to be making some progress south once again. That's south. Ecuador is that way. I'm in heaven. This is my favorite kind of landscape.
Yeah, that's nice. It doesn't get better than this.
Heading up there, an infamous road called the Trampolín de la Muerte. The poncho has been deployed. What a great roof, thanks to the lads of the restaurant. Can't imagine how they built this thing. It's like crazy. Made it to the other side with no deaths. Quite happy with that. Man, what an incredible country. I'm so glad I dragged it out for as long as I could. I've got a week left on my visa. I'm 2 days away from the border. So yeah, made the most of it. But now it's time to explore Ecuador. That's a goat with 2 baby goats and an eagle on its back.